Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sports Central. I'm Neil Duncan. Hey, we've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to talk a little high school golf and high school baseball. We're also going to talk about the Polk Senior Games and the newly open Camp Margaritaville. Stick around, everybody, for this week's edition of Sports Central. Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Buckley. And 2022, it's hard to believe we're already here.
It's hard to believe I'm at the first show. I can't believe you went called to the bullpen early on in the year, and here I am, excited, ready to go.
Desperate times, desperate measures. But this first segment brought to us by Lake Myrtle Dentistry, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing. But as we've talked about, there's so many things going to be happening in 2022. So we'll kind of dive into those as the show goes on. But one of those events that's coming back in 2022 is a long-standing Polk County tradition, and of course, Ryan, that's the Polk Senior Games.
Yes.
And joining us today is Dwayne Hopkins for our first segment from the Polk Senior Games, and no stranger to Sports Central, but Dwayne, welcome back.
Well, it's good to be back with you all again.
Yeah, Happy New Year, and we're thrilled to have the Polk Senior Games back.
So happy to get them going again. We took a break last year because of COVID, out of concern for our senior citizens, both contestants as well as volunteers who really help us make the games go. We have to start about 5 or 6 months before the games actually occur to do the planning, to secure the venues, find volunteers, check the equipment, and so on and so forth. So we have to kind of forecast what things are going to be like 5 or 6 months out. This year we decided, after looking at the CDC guidelines and consulting with local public health officials, that we could offer only the outdoor events rather than all of the events that we typically. So that's disappointing, but for a lot of us, that's still going to be a lot of fun.
Sure.
We normally had, I think in 2020, when we last had the full games, we had 2,492 participants and 700 plus volunteers. So there are more than 3,200 people involved in putting on the games last year.
Well, I will say this, Polk County, and Ryan, we certainly know this, Polk County Tourism, Sports Marketing, recruits, hosts, sponsors, has something to do with more than 270 events per year. So we certainly understand that these events don't just show up and they don't just occur. It does take that volunteer base. But as we look at this year's event, February 26th through Saturday, March 12th, we want to hit a few times during this segment. What is the registration deadline? Because we know that's important and it's coming up.
Deadline is February the 11th, because it takes us about 2 weeks after that to get all the slottings and the pairings and all that kind of range. So it's important to have that in the office by the 11th, not postmarked, but rather received in the office.
Yeah, and remember, for that registration, you have to be 50 years of age, correct?
That's
for
right.
The registration.
Men or women, but there's no residency requirement. You don't have to be a resident of Polk County, even though it's the Polk Senior Games. We have residents who are winter visitors, for example, so they come from all over the country. We're one of, I think, about 20 events in the state that qualify people for the state games, and through the state games you qualify for the national games, which are held every other year. 2023 will be the next national games.
Got it. Well, that's great to know. So we have more excitement coming up on the senior game side. And Neil, you're knocking on the door. They're just not letting you in yet. You're not there yet on the age side.
Dwayne, I'll tell you, Ryan's trying to be funny, but I do appreciate your answer, being 50, that I don't quite qualify yet for the senior games.
Well, the senior number keeps getting lower and lower. It used to be 55. Now it's 50,
wow.
so.
Okay, hold on.
So maybe by next year I'm in.
Might have a play here.
Well, that's tremendous. And you talk about the number of athletes competing, and really the festival type atmosphere that this event is. We talked about February 11th is the deadline for this year's event that starts on February 26th, but I know you can always use volunteers. There's really no deadline to that.
No, never a volunteer deadline at all. Absolutely not. And as I said, without the volunteers, we couldn't make this happen. We have one full-time employee, our executive director. There are about 40 of us on the board of directors, and it's a working board, not an honorary thing. But without those 700 volunteers, we just couldn't pull it off. And it's a way to get seniors out into the community to keep them active, alive, engaged in recreation, socializing. And it also is a wonderful event for volunteerism to get people to do that. And this is a great county for that kind of thing.
Absolutely, 100%. And when you hear that many volunteers that are needed for that many participants, your first thought, if you're not familiar with the event, is what is happening? Or what are all the events that take place? Can you shed a little light on the different events that take place throughout the tournament,
Well, this year we'll have archery and bocce, we'll have golf, we'll have tennis, we'll have pickleball, which is probably the fastest growing recreational sport in the country. We have shooting events. We have about 30 different events offered. So if there's anything, if you can get out and do some physical activity, this is the time to do it. This is the way to do it.
Well, I was just looking at some of the collateral that you provided to us, and of course we talked about the athletes, very important, the volunteers, the organization behind the event, but partners, corporate partners, whether they're giving in-kind or they're giving the human resources or the financial resources. So go ahead and take a moment to thank some of your partners that make
All of
the
the
Senior
above. We have
Games.
more than 250 of those partners with us, and of course the major supporters are public supermarkets, charities, Homer and Annette Thompson Legacy, CPS Investment Advisors, the James W. Sykes family, and Humana and Max Health. And without them, we couldn't do this either. And it's people like you who give us in-kind support that make this thing run.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we talk about on this show quite often. The fact that there's events that have gone on here and have quite a history and legacy in Polk County. And the reason that has continued to happen and be so successful is local partnerships and relationships and being able to weather the storm, whether it's an economic downturn, whether it's a pandemic, or whatever the reason, that those relationships. And one of the reasons so many people move to Polk County is they might come here for sports or special events and and they realize what a great quality of life we have. This event I would definitely categorize in that arena.
Absolutely, I agree with that very much, of course. We think we're the largest event of this type in the state. We offer more events than any other venue, and we actually offer more events than are offered in the state senior games. Now, when I say that, I'm including the indoor games as well, which we're not offering this year.
Sure.
But it's a good opportunity to get out and socialize and have some fun. We talk about a great way to have fun, a great way to stay young. That's what the Polk Senior Games is all about.
Absolutely. And you talk about the variety of events you mentioned earlier and the magnitude of the event. Where do you house these events, right? How do you make sure that the team that you're working with is able to successfully put on
Well,
this
they're all over the county, several in Lakeland, of course, but in Winter Haven, in Bartow, Haines City, Fort Meade. Pickleball is in Point Siena. So we cover the county pretty well as far as venues are concerned.
Well, I think, and a great point, Ryan, the facilities is another component of that. And it's not only municipal facilities within Polk County, but also, if I remember correctly, the Polk County Public Schools is also a partner in some of this as well. So again, everybody coming together to make a successful
The
event.
field events, for example, are at the Bartow High School. The opening ceremonies at All Saints School on 540. And those are often provided us with no charge, thankfully. So without that kind of support, we couldn't make this work.
Where can folks get more information about the event, or maybe they're new to Polk County or they haven't participated in the past and they want to get involved? Where can they get more information, or who can they reach out to?
I'm glad you asked that, because to register you can go to polkseniorgames.org, O-R-G, and download a registration form, fill it out, and send it back by mail. We're not yet equipped to do it electronically, so you'll have to download it and send it in. But that's the simple way to do it, and you'll get something that looks like this, or the registration form that's inside. Fill it out and complete it, and you're registered. And I'm glad you asked that question, because I also want to mention how inexpensive this can be. The first event that you enter is $10. Of course, that includes the ubiquitous T-shirt, white for the competitors and yellow for the volunteers. But every event thereafter is only $3 to a maximum of $28. So that's what, 7 events that you can enter for $28. Now, some of them have an extra fee, like golf, for example. Archery has one, the shooting events because of the ammunition and so forth. But it's a pretty inexpensive way to get out, and you can enter as many events as you want beyond 7, as long as the schedule fits. Yeah.
I know we've only got about a minute and a half left before we have to go to our first break, but in talking about this, I know you volunteered for a long, long time helping to make this be a successful event, but how many events have you competed in, and you know, how much hardware have you brought home?
Oh, now don't embarrass me that way. No, I have a few hanging at the house.
I know you do. That's why I'm asking.
But tennis is my primary sport.
Yes, sir.
Outside, but inside, I like to participate in bag toss, which some people call cornhole. Let's see, what else? Cribbage, a card game called cribbage that I play once a year in the senior games. I grew up with that game, but I haven't played it except in the games for an awfully long time. And I also get into a game called Senior Smarts. You guys, with all your knowledge of trivia, once you get to 50, you would be good at this, because it's kind of a Jeopardy game. And now we compete in age groups. So I'm in the 85 to 89 group. We have a 90 to 94, but it starts at the 50 year, every 5 years. So it's a challenging game too. All the trivia you can think of.
Well, we certainly know the minimum or the starting age, but what is the oldest participant that you've had, kind of on average, year in and year out?
The oldest I'm aware of, 2 years ago was his last year. He was 103.
Wow.
I've seen him compete in his 90s in bowling and 4 or 5 swimming events. But it's amazing to me how many 90-year-olds we have competing still, and very active. Running, bowling. You know, we must have had 35 last time we offered the games in the 90 to 94 year group.
That's fantastic. Dwayne, one more time, the registration deadline is February 11th, and what is the website?
Website is polkseniorgames.org.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it again. Polk Senior Games, February 26th through March 12th, all over Polk County. And if you want more information, of course, you can always give us a call and we can put you in contact with the right people, 863-551-4750. Dwayne, thanks again. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
Well, that is not the only senior event that we host in Polk County. We host a number of senior softball events throughout the year. We're going to take a look at some past events as we get ready for the Tournament of Champions coming back to Polk County February 9th through the 13th. Take a look at this, and Ryan and Neil will be right back here on Sports Central.
Polk County is really the jewel of the sport for us. We have 107 teams from 28 states in Canada. These are the winners of the biggest tournaments that we do all year long, and only the winning teams are invited to this tournament. So these are the best of the best from all over the country and Canada, and we're playing here to determine who's the best of the best. So this one is a unique tournament in the sport. There's no other tournament in the sport in which only the winners of the major tournaments are invited. Actually, what we look for are excellent complexes, and we're getting those here. Auburndale Diamondplex, the new one at Walker Road, and Loyce Harper, all excellent complexes. So the players are not only getting Florida weather, although it may be a little chillier today, it's certainly warmer than it is in Wisconsin or Minnesota or a lot of other states that they're coming from. So they're enjoying that, and they're enjoying playing on these complexes. Over the 14 years that we've done this, teams have come back year and again and tried to win this year and again because because they enjoy not only the competition, but they enjoy coming here to Polk County to enjoy these facilities, to enjoy the weather, which generally is a lot warmer than where they're coming from, and the camaraderie of seeing the teams that they played all year. We look for in partners are long-term partners, and that's exactly what Polk County is. What that means is it has to be good for both parts of the partnership, and it is for us, and I believe it is for Polk County too. For us, what it is we know what to expect. We get a banquet here that Polk County sponsors for 1,500 people. They help us with all the contests. They help us set up the fields. They make sure there's people here to make sure it runs smoothly and help us do this so that the people here coming in have the best time possible. Those are the long-term relationships that make for excellent partnerships, and we actually brag about the partnership we have with Polk County when we go to other places. We tell them we've been here for a long time. We explain the kind of backing that we get when we come here and how much we appreciate that long-term sponsorship. We have both men and women's teams. The teams range in age from the 40 Masters program, which go to 40 to 50. Then the seniors, they start at 50s. We go up every 5 years, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And the oldest group, we have two 85-year-old teams playing here as well. So that shows you the extent of the sport. We're seniors, but we start at 40s, as I said, go all the way up to 85, and there's different divisions of skill. That ranges from AA, which is the lower division, to Major Plus. So it's AA, AAA, Major, and Major Plus. The teams that we're seeing out here playing on these fields are the top end. They're Major Plus teams.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Buckley, and some great footage there. Senior Softball USA, of course, coming back for the Tournament of Champions in February, so we're excited to have them back, and that's like 14, 15 years now or something.
Well, isn't it also crazy how quick we're going to hit February? That they're already coming back, like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
Years
this
flying
segment
by.
brought to us by Office Furniture Depot, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing. No, you're right. To your point, it seems like once you get past the holidays, then it's June.
Yeah, agreed. And it seemed like not so long ago that we had a new RV resort next to us,
Yeah.
the Cabana Club Resort. And now we're out there the other day, and it's now Camp Margaritaville RV Resort.
And it just so happens we have somebody from there.
Absolutely.
Go ahead,
Yes.
introduce our next guest.
Thank you, Neil. With us today, we have Tom Weary from Camp Margaritaville. Tom, thank you so much for your time and being able to join us. I know you guys, you're busy right now. You got a lot going on. New
Very
rebrand.
busy. Very
Probably
busy.
a very busy schedule, so we appreciate your time. But on top of that, you guys are out at the RV show right now out in Tampa.
Correct.
Promoting, this destination here in Central Florida. Talk a little bit about that experience and what that's been like with the new brand launch.
Well, I tell you, the attendance out there at the show is phenomenal. The RVers are coming back out and everything like that. So our recognition in the last 10 months or something, just every month it just doubles and doubles and doubles with the branding new name of Camp Margaritaville. The phones have been off the hook with us. We're full all the way through right now, March into the summertime and those types of things. So that's what we want. We want 7 days a week being full year round out there at the resort.
Well, I think it's, obviously this is Sports Central, but there's so many connections to leisure tourism and then sports tourism as it pertains to Camp Margaritaville. And if you don't know where that's at, it's on the south side of the Lake Myrtle Sports Park in Auburndale. So that connection, that sports business cluster that has continued to grow there and was the vision, you know, I said this in the office the other day, of course, Mark Jackson, like the whole team going back 15 plus years sitting in a Bartow office looking at what Lake Myrtle could be on the sports business cluster. And you know, you look at Camp Margaritaville, you've got the Florida Youth Soccer Association, the Pan American Lacrosse Association, USA Water Ski and Wake Sports offices, Elite Cable Park, the three, well, they call it the 3 event lake, but really it's a multi-purpose lake that's going to be built next to the Elite Cable Park. So all those things I know, of course, talking with the Knapp family, and what a tremendous job they've done, but it all played into that. But the timing, sometimes timing is just perfect. And one of the good things that came from COVID was people were looking to get back outdoors. It was a safer space. And so the RV business has absolutely exploded.
Yes, it has. It's attendance-wise and everything's tripled with the activities. You know, people are coming in and bringing their own hotel room with them out on our sites right now. You know, we're still in phase 1, completed that. We got about 160, 190 sites right now. When it's all said and done, we'll have about 400 sites. Of that, we'll have about 100 to 120 cabins. You could look at it as hotel rooms that are right next door to the sports complex for these teams that are traveling into town looking for hotel rooms. You're a golf cart ride away, 5 minutes away, if you wanted one of those cabins. So business is booming, it's picking up. The Camp Margaritaville name has gotten out there. We're excited about that, so everything's going very well for us.
And I think, sorry, Ray, I was just going to say, I think the point can't be missed that it's like taking a 400 to 500 room hotel and dropping it right there on the site. Resort hotel.
Yes.
With all the amenities.
Yeah, this is one of those wow factors. We can sit here and talk about it all day long. I can send you pictures. You have to come out and physically see this because you will get that wow factor. No ifs, ands, buts about it. We get a great deal of people just local in Polk City and Winter Haven and stuff, and they can't believe that this is here. To me personally, it's a game changer for Polk County and for Auburndale. When people come out and see this, they hear about it, they get online and this and that, but when they physically come out and see it, they're just in awe. Like I said, we're half built. We have a lot more things coming on board. We are building a pool complex down on the lake down there. In the future here, I can't put a timeline on it, but we are going to build 16 pickleball courts that'll have a pro shop and we'll have a little restaurant to it because we hope to get a national pickleball event in this area down here. Why not at Camp Margaritaville? So we have an indoor facility that's going to be done later part of this year. We call it the Pack House right now, but we'll be able to host big events in there, whether you have a rally group of 300 or 400 people. We're putting a stage in there so we can have some concerts in there as well. So a lot of things still to come for this whole area, and it's just going to benefit everybody in Polk County.
Absolutely, and I can absolutely validate too. To go on site and walk around the resort is truly amazing. And we walked around as a staff a couple months ago. You were still working on some of the projects as well. I don't think all the cabins were in. You were still going through the rebrand. So excited when we went back out the other day, to see some of the new updates.
There's construction going on right now as we speak. We're changing some colors and this and that. More cabins are coming in, and we're finishing up phase 2 and then going into phase 3. Hopefully have everything done by summertime.
Absolutely, and we know that some of our events are very excited to stay there, and we've had some recently that have stayed there as well, and had nothing but great things to say.
Yeah, the British
about their
national
lodging.
lacrosse team stayed over there.
Yeah, they did. That was a
Loved
good
it.
time.
The amount of social media that they posted on your behalf was extraordinary.
You know what we're finding out? They're coming out, sports groups are coming out, whether it's baseball, soccer, lacrosse, what it may be, and then they're rebooking individually just to come back out on their own. They said, we had so much fun here with the kids and this and that. So people come out, they rebook before they leave the property, which was wonderful.
One of the reasons that the Sports Central brand is so important, whether it's here on PGTV and the channels or the radio version of Sports Central is not only promoting the events, but also an education for our local community of the things that are here.
Yeah,
because those individuals become our best ambassadors for what's in Polk County. You don't have to leave. You don't have to go to Tampa
Correct.
or Orlando. We
Yeah.
have professional sports teams. We have resorts. We have all these things. And so I think it's important. But real quick, and we talked about the name recognition that Margaritaville brings to the resort. But talk about real quickly the amenities that we know, the zero entry resort pool, the
Pools,
slide,
yeah.
Just talk about that.
Well,
real
we got a
quick.
splash pad for kids, a pool for the kid area, 6 and under, those types of things. The walk-in zero gravity pool. We have a giant slide for the kids as well. We've built what we call a quiet pool down on Lake Myrtle down there. There'll be a restaurant down there and a bar down there as well. There'll be camping or fireplaces down there so they can sit by the water, have a fire, and have that atmosphere of camping, those types of things. I mentioned the pickleball courts that are coming. Mentioned the pack house that's coming. But the main thing really is we got 120 more sites that will open up later, I'd say within the next 90 to 120 days. So that'll get us around that 400 site, which we could use. We have waiting lists on every holiday. New Year's Eve, we were sold out, and we had at least 70 to 100 people on a waiting list. So as soon as we get these other sites on board, they'll come on out, and it's really going to change that whole area.
Yeah, and when people get there, they will see the wow factor.
Oh, yeah.
It's the putt-putt course that's there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You have the dog grooming area on the side. So
Yep.
we took an entire tour, Neil. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah,
Back
no.
in front of the hand, I know.
There's a lot of attention to detail things that, like you mentioned, the putt-putt course and the dog grooming. We got dog parks throughout the area there where you can take your animals. I would say 70% of the people that come out have animals, in
Yeah.
their RVs and so on. So we have some cabins that allow pets. We have pet-free cabins as well. But it's...
Well, and you mentioned the attention to detail. Thinking about that 70% of these folks are bringing their pet with them. I mean, it's their mobile home.
Yeah.
They're on the road. That's what they're living out of. And the pet grooming area. I'm not going to mention where I get my hair cut, but I'm just going to say those dogs have it better than any facility I walk into to get my hair cut.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable, but the attention to detail and the Pack House. I love that you guys kept that name. Real quick, tell why it's called the Pack House.
Well, the property used to be a blueberry farm,
Right.
And that's where they pack the blueberries. They pick them, wash them down there, and pack them, and then ship them out, and so on. And approximately around 4 to 5 years ago, there was an accident that occurred in the pack house and pretty much burnt down the inside of it. So they kept the shell in place, and we're creating it into what I think for this RV resort is a game changer. This indoor facilities, to be able to do activities with kids and those types of things, be able to host a concert. I don't know, there's a gentleman by the name of Jimmy Buffett. I don't know if he'll show up, when he'll show up, but I got a feeling he will.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big parrot head. Are you a parrot head?
If he shows up, there's a new soccer stadium, multi-purpose stadium being built at Lake Myrtle. Maybe we can get him to do a show or two.
What they tell us is he will just show up. He does not tell anybody because he doesn't want. Because think
Sure.
about that. If
Right.
you, hey, Jimmy Buffett's coming out tomorrow, we're gonna have a traffic
Ryan
jam.
understands. He has the same thing when he goes places. It's
Oh,
okay.
yes. Oh, yeah. And remember, we're right next door. So
Yes,
no need to cause
you
a
can be there
panic,
in
just
2
quick
minutes.
phone
Like,
call.
hey, you go. I got a list from the kids that said, Dad, you better call me if he shows up.
Oh, I can imagine.
Well,
add me to that list. Please
There
add
you
me to
go.
that list.
Well, Camp Margaritaville, what's the website or the social media? How can they connect? And can they just come out and take a look? We don't want a bunch of people just showing up on you.
Yeah, we encourage people to come on out. You just have to check in at the guard gate, and they'll give you a pass to drive around and take a look. You can come into the store, and we'll give you a little nickel tour of the complex around there too. The phone number is 863-455-7335 to make a reservation. And the email address, you can Google Camp Margaritaville Auburndale, all one word, Camp Margaritaville Auburndale. You might want to spell check that before you send it through, but if you just type in Camp Margaritaville
Sure.
as well, it'll come up as well. And we got the new Facebook site that's out, new online Google sites out, YouTube's out, so
If you can Google, you can find them.
You
right?
betcha.
That's right.
You betcha. I did it
exactly
just
right.
the other day, and it right on top. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And like you said, it is a game changer. And as things continue to change in Polk County, it's all for the positive and all for
Yeah.
the benefit of not only the revenues being brought in, but the quality of life for the residents of Polk County. So it all goes hand in hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. We love having the sports park so close, with all these events that are coming in here, all these different teams from, your softball to your soccer teams to your lacrosse teams. We're big supporters of that. We hope, these cabins can accommodate hotel space,
Sure.
and we have golf carts that you can rent. You can drive right on over there and don't have to worry about the parking and all those types of things. So working together with you all has been phenomenal, and we're looking forward to just great things in the future.
Well, we appreciate you, Tom, and the whole Knapp family. Please send our best, and thank you so much for coming on Sports Central.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you all.
All right. Well, as Tom was mentioning, we host just a number of events in Polk County, all types of events, and remote control airplanes is one of those events. And we've hosted multiple RC Jets activities and events. We want to take a look at some of that action, and then Ryan and Neil come back right here on Sports Central.
I'm with Frank Tiano Enterprises here at Lakeland Linder Airport in Lakeland, Florida. We're having Florida Jets 2021. We've been doing this on the airport for a little over 20 years, and this year is a very special year. We lost our good friend Frank Tiano in January, and Sean Curry and myself have stepped up to run the event. This is a model jet event. These are small gas turbines. They're in aircraft ranging from about 20 pounds up to about 75 pounds. They fly anywhere from 15 miles an hour up to 200 miles an hour. We have about 120 registered pilots on the field, and we're going to have about 400 aircraft on the field. We're out here allowing our vendors, such as Elite Aerosports, which airplanes are behind me, Bob Violet models, CARF models. This is a venue for them to showcase their events, their aircraft, and show what they can do. And it's open to the public. We have a mild entrance charge. You can come in and enjoy watching jet flying all day long. We're here from 8:30 till 5:30 p.m.
Field reps are here to help customers from simple questions, support, setup, sales, anything they need. From beginners to somebody that has experience that might have a new model that needs certain settings in the model that we might already know that work and are developed. We help anywhere throughout the country with that and the world. So this whole deal is just, it's about fun. It's fun fly. Florida Jets 2021's been going on for quite some time. BVM has always been a sponsor for that. Started back in '82 in the garage, most like any modelers around and progress to ducted fan, and then the natural progression up through turbines with just technology advancements.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Buckley, and this third segment brought to us by Cleveland Heights Golf Course, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing. Have you ever been out to Florida Jets or the remote controlled?
No,
No?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah.
How is it?
Well, most of those cost more than a lot of our vehicles do, so it makes me uncomfortable when you see them like fly away.
Yeah.
With a remote control, because it goes down. Like, I'm sure there's GPS
A lot
on
of
it.
money in that.
It just makes me nervous.
Have you ever like flown a remote control plane before?
No.
No? All right, well, Cleveland Heights Golf Course sponsor for this segment, and that's a good transition.
Sorry, next time I'll say yes.
There's interruption number 3. Cleveland Heights Golf Course, a great partner for us, also a great golf course to play at, and we have a multi-sport athlete,
Yeah.
one of the disciplines being golf, from McKeel Academy, KJ Scobie. KJ, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah,
coming
thanks for
over
having
here.
me on.
No problem at all. So we were talking a little bit before we went on for this segment about your future and what that looks like. Why don't we start right there? Shed a little light on what college is going to look like for you, because you're just a sophomore right now. So what does
Yep.
college look like?
Yeah, for baseball, so I committed to the University of Louisville, which I love the school there. It's a great school.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
only-
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Only in your sophomore season, so you decided, hey, I'm going to go through the process. Obviously, a tremendous student athlete. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this and tune out the noise, and then play this season and 2 more seasons. What made you want to commit that early in your high school career?
I really just wanted to get locked into school because I looked at every school, like I did my research on all of them, and I really just love Louisville that much that I wanted to commit so early.
That's fantastic. And listen, we mentioned right off the start, not only just baseball, right? You're doing golf as well.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
what's that balance like, and how does this decision impact your ability to play in both of those sports?
Yeah, well, really baseball and golf, I really think they both they help each other. So golf really helps with baseball because golf is like a super humbling sport, and it's really just a mind game. So I think that helps.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I need to do, Neil. I should take up baseball to help my golf game. Does that sound advice right there? You think
Yeah.
that might help?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
could.
golf is definitely humbling. You've seen me play. You know how humbled I am every time I go out there. But so you continue to play golf since you're now, you're going to go to college and play baseball. Are you going to continue to play golf and
Yeah,
keep that
I
as
will.
your off season?
Yeah, because I love doing both. I really love the game of both of them.
So what makes you want to play baseball more than golf? I mean, don't be funny. Are you just better at baseball, or are you?
Yeah, probably.
Because you were all county in golf, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I have a shot at both to going to college, actually. I think I could do both, but we'll just see where my heart takes me. And then.
So when you make it to MLB, are you going to go back and look at this video and be like, hey, this is where it started? You know, I was
Yeah.
on Sports Central, and this is where all my fame began.
Those were the guys.
That's how I got famous.
Well,
yeah,
go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I cut you off this time. A little role reversal there.
Goodness gracious, we got to get you on less sugar. But so the academic side of it, obviously, to go to college and to be a student athlete, grades have to be important. How have you prioritized that in your daily training regimen and all those things to put school first, quite frankly?
Well, my GPA is at 3.6, so I try to hold that together. Really, I just do a lot of studying. It's a lot.
That's a very impressive GPA. When you look at balancing obviously the schoolwork, give us like a typical day in the life. What does it look like in order to balance both those disciplines, training, school, etc.? What does that look like?
First, I wake up, then
Good start to the day.
yeah, then I go to school, do all my schoolwork. Then after, I usually have baseball practice. That's from like 3 to 5. Then I'll probably stay after and hit, which I usually do with my coaches. Then after that, I go home, usually work out. Then try to spend a lot of family time as much as possible. Then that's about it.
Fantastic stuff. So pretty busy agenda that you have.
Yeah, it's crazy.
During the school year. What does it look like when off season, right, or school's over? What do you do over the summer to make sure you're still committed to the sports?
Well, I play on a travel ball team, FTB Phillies. It's a really good team, really good program, and they're all over the country. And we travel all summer.
There you go. No off season.
Yeah, there isn't really an off season.
No.
I was going to say it doesn't seem like it, and a lot of talent in all sports has come from Polk County. I mean, you look at the professional ranks, the number of Major League Baseball players from Polk County right now is kind of mind-boggling. Was there anybody you looked up to, and they don't have to be from Polk County, but is there somebody that you like to emulate your game after, or what does that look like for you?
I really love Derek Jeter. He loved to win, which I'm big on. Yeah, he was really the guy I was looking up to when I was younger, and still do.
What about on the golf course?
Tiger, it got to be Tiger.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, I really love Tiger.
You can't go wrong with those. I mean, those two
No.
are about as dominant as a.
Oh, absolutely. In terms of on-field performance,
Right.
the standard bar, right, for excellence and success. Talk a little bit. I know we're kind of forecasting into the future on you here, but let's kind of bring it back into short term. Upcoming seasons. What are your expectations? For your next baseball season and next golf season. What are kind of your goals?
So for baseball, I really want to be a leader and really help everyone else out before myself. I really want to do that. And with golf, I really the same thing. I want to make my team better so we can even go to regional states, which we haven't done in a little bit. That's about it.
Awesome. So really focused on team success and then seeing where it
Yeah.
goes from there. Fantastic.
Getting back to your commitment so early in the recruiting process. Again, only a sophomore this year. I know you said the facilities and the people there, but in that recruiting process, it's just about being comfortable, if I remember correctly. And you said that you love the coaching staff
Oh,
there.
yeah, they're
How much
amazing.
was that a part of it?
It was a lot of it. It makes a big part of it.
Did you have to sell your family on going that far away from home?
No, they're from there. So my mom
there you
actually got her master's degree at Louisville. So they
So-
felt
so-
like
happy.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the family is already a fan of Louisville, so it actually made it that much easier. So
Yeah, and most of my family's from Kentucky. They all still live down there, so they'll be able to go to games and stuff.
Oh, nice. So there's an actual connection. There you go.
There you have it. So talk a little bit about, we've talked about you committing there and the excitement that comes with leading into that opportunity. Take us back in time. What did it look like when you first started the process and kind of, unveil that for future high school students that could be in your position? What is that process like? What advice do you have as you go through that process?
Just to keep working, keep grinding. It's a grind every single day.
Yeah, so definitely just staying hard on the pavement, making sure you have a good balance in life.
Yeah.
When would you say it really, if you had to pick a date, right? When would you say is the date that either colleges started reaching out to you or you started really entering the pipeline?
Yeah, probably the summer of my 8th grade year. Then going in from 8th grade year to 9th grade year, I think I committed before I even started a high school game.
Wow.
I didn't play one high school game.
That is very impressive.
It really makes me feel bad about myself.
Why
He's
do you say
got
that?
it. I didn't have it together like he's got it together. When I was that
No,
age, I did
not at
not
all.
have it together like this. So congratulations to you and your
Thank you.
family, KJ. That's outstanding. And the beautiful thing, I talked about this throughout the years. You look at all these great athletes that have come through the Polk County public schools and private schools. Is when you have an outstanding athlete like KJ and a sophomore. The good thing is you're like, hey. They're here a couple more years, so it's not like a collegiate thing, one and done, and then they're off to the next thing. So, KJ, thank you so much for coming on Sports Central. We really appreciate the time. Good luck to you. And of course, we got a couple more years we can bring you back.
Yeah, anytime.
But we certainly wish you nothing but the best, and to your
you.
team as well.
Sure, thank you.
All right. Well, we got KJ here in studio, and we were excited to do that. And one of the great features on Sports Central is the athlete spotlight. So we're going to take a look at another Polk County high school athlete, and that's Maxie Cheney. She is a senior volleyball player at Lakeland Christian. So let's check this out. Ryan Buckley, Neil Duncan will be back right here on Sports Central.
I think I started around 5th grade in middle school. It was kind of like a PE game at first, and then that was kind of the sport that I fell in love with and I picked up really fast, and I've been playing ever since then. And then when I moved here, I was on the JV team in 8th grade, and then in 9th grade I was on the varsity team, and ever since then I've been on it. I have been able to grow a lot with my skills, and a lot of the coaches have helped me so much in being able, all the teachers and the coaches help me balance schoolwork and athletics, and I mean my height, I've won a bunch of awards and honors, and I mean Lakeland Christian being able to play here, I mean you honor Christ along with being able to play athletics, play hard, play other people, and just kind of compete just to compete. So I usually wake up around 6:30, we get to school around 7:50, we get out at 3:05, and then for practices they start at 3:30 until 5 or 5:30. And then on game days we usually have it 3 or twice a week, and we go eat food right after school on game days, and we go to someone's house, and from then it's just schoolwork and studying all the way until we have to be back at the gym. So it takes a lot of determination and discipline and responsibility to keep up with schoolwork, but I also feel like I do a lot better in school around volleyball time because I have to stick by a strict schedule and have to get things done, like late games, and so I had to figure everything out by then. So. I have not decided, or I may not play volleyball in college, but I'm hoping to at least be on a club team or play intramural volleyball. I haven't decided on a specific college yet, but I have a few to pick from. I hope to study either business or communications or maybe even marketing in college. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very sad to leave my volleyball career in high school, but I'm definitely going to be playing with friends or in a club, and I hope to keep picking volleyball up there. Definitely my parents have been the biggest supporters in my volleyball career. I mean, I was a multi-sport athlete when I was younger, elementary, middle school, you name the sport, I played it. But ever since I picked up volleyball, we've done club, we've done school, and they've sacrificed many weekends through club, and even in school we've sacrificed weekends, and helping me with schoolwork sometimes when it's just a late game or I'm exhausted. And even after games, we would just go through a run through of the game, how I did, how I played, and they've been so supportive and so helpful throughout all of my volleyball career. I actually coach at a little all-girls camp at St. Paul, and I see a lot of that there where some girls, they're picking up a volleyball for the first time, and I absolutely love to see them grow and improve their skills, and they look like me when I was playing volleyball. They show their love, and I just love to see how they want to do what I want to do, and I say, keep going. Don't stop, keep playing, play other sports if you want to, but I would say go to camps, play in school, try club when you were little. That's an experience you'll never regret. It may seem hard at the time, but club is probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. And then school, you make so many memories and friendships and just different coaches. Try that out. I mean, there's no stopping and you never know where it might go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. I'm Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Buckley, and another great athlete spotlight. We are just so blessed in Polk County. Of course, the Polk County All Sports Awards, which honors high school, collegiate, professional athletes. June 11th?
June 14th.
I was close.
June 14th.
Oh, I know where I came up with the 11. Ironman will be December 11th.
Is December 11th coming up? Yes, that's correct. We got a little bit of time for that. June 14th is the Polk County All Sports Awards. December 11th for Ironman.
Of course, this final segment brought to us by the State Bridge Suites, great partner of tourism and sports marketing. But you know, we talked about the Ironman. I want to get into that before we get into the upcoming events.
Let's do it.
We had two of them in Polk County last year. There was the event in April, and then there was the event in December. The December was I like to call it the N1 event, because the great partnership between Polk County Tourism, Sports Marketing, City of Haines City, and all the entities that go into making an event like that successful and safe. Ironman brought a second event here, which was kind of a catch-all for events missed or where athletes weren't able to participate because of COVID and things like that. So it went so well, that event will actually be moving to December from now on.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a great conversation with Ironman representatives about the event. They loved it. They thought December was great. Big shout out to our partners at Haines City as well, the Parks and Recs department over there. They do just a fantastic job. There's a lot of work that goes into hosting that event.
Sure.
A lot of different people are involved. A lot of volunteers, like Dwayne mentioned earlier, to put that event together. And we're excited to have it back in December. Weather was great, you know, and a couple tweaks on the course that we're going to look into. But other than that, it's just such a smooth running event. And it's great to have them in town.
Well, and again, you talk about safety, and in today's space, when you're talking about safety, what are your restrictions or what do you have in place for COVID, that kind of thing. But really, an event like that, when you talk about safety, there's so many road closures, and they're biking and they're running and they're swimming, and you need to have lifeguards on the water. You need to have sheriffs and the City of Haines City, and there's so many different agencies that go into making that event, and that's one of 270 plus events a year that are hosted here through tourism and sports marketing in Polk County, generating that economic impact, bringing those new dollars into Polk County, and that's just an example. So we're excited about that.
And that event this past year averaged about 3,000 people per day, including participants and spectators. So a lot of people that were in Polk County spending money. Remember, they come in early for that. They don't come in just that day. They come in about 3 days prior.
Sure.
They're in for about 4 days for that event.
Yeah, you want to train on the same competition course or venues as what you're going to try to win or qualify, or just PR.
That's right.
When it comes to an event like that. So very exciting stuff. Of course, we've talked about, we're going to continue to talk about all through 2022, the centennial celebration of the sport of water skiing. A great opportunity for Polk County to replant our flag, if you will, as the water ski capital of the world. Exactly. I should get you a little flag. There you go. Water ski capital of the world. 554 lakes. So early in the program, we were talking about Camp Margaritaville and the number of RV sales. But boat sales on the backside of COVID have skyrocketed, and it's a great opportunity for Polk County to reestablish itself like I said, as the water ski capital of the world.
Yeah, and that's culminating with that World Water Ski Show tournament in October. That'll be right in Winter Haven, really coinciding with the fact that Winter Haven, the founding area for water skiing, and celebrating July as the birthday month for the sport of water skiing. So if you haven't heard water ski enough, you are going to hear more about it the entire year of 2022.
Well, and again, leisure tourism, people coming in to fish, people coming in to boat, whatever component that might be, but the opportunity. So it is a year-long campaign. There's already been coverage of the efforts of Polk County Tourism, Sports Marketing, Visit Central Florida around the world, of all the things that are going to happen in 2022. So we're very excited about it. And if you've seen the water tower in downtown Winter Haven, there's already a huge logo on the water tower celebrating the centennial and the water ski capital of the world. So more to come. You'll definitely want to follow any of the social media, and visit centralflorida.org or centralfloridasports.com. All of our different social media channels are on those websites, so we're very excited about that.
Couldn't be more excited about the event coming in, and a lot of the activation and build-up, like you said, Neil. A lot more to come. We're just giving you the teaser of the film at this point.
That's right, and we briefly mentioned the Polk County All Sports Awards. Again, what is that date? And this will be our second year back in person. 2 years ago in 2020, had to do the event virtually last year. A scaled down version, probably around 400 people there, but back at full capacity for that event in June.
June 14th, very excited to have them back at the RP Funding Center for that event as well. So really excited for that.
And that event is a blend of honoring year-long sponsors and partners in Polk County, recognizing the entities that assist all together, Polk County Public Schools, of course the Ledger Media Group, and all of our municipalities, all of our high schools, all of our colleges. You look at what they do. So a fantastic event, and we can't give accolades as that event goes without talking about PGTV and the great efforts that they put towards that event every June.
They do a fantastic job, especially the year when it went to the fully stream, right?
Yes.
When we really had to switch up the look and feel of the event. PGTV, per usual, stepping up. Shout out to everybody in the back for the great work that they do.
Well, we've got some events coming up here, running a little short on time, but let's talk about a few of the events that are coming up in Polk County.
Speed round. I'm from New York. I can talk as fast as you need me to, Neil. USFA Winter Blast, the United States Fast Pitch Association, they're having an event at Bartow Softball Complex, January 22nd to 23rd.
Yeah, Spirit Gymnastics will be at the Advent Health Fieldhouse the 28th through the 30th.
What I'm really excited about, the Polk County Open, the Polk County Disc Golf. Me and
You
Mr.
play that,
McCullum over there,
yeah.
we bang chains. We love playing some disc golf. Disc golf tournament over at Holloway Park, Lois Hart Park as well.
I don't think I've played disc golf since I was in college. I'm going to have to go with you guys. That's a great time.
We'd love it.
World Amateur Baseball Association, they'll be out to Lake Myrtle Sports Park. That's the 28th through the 30th. We also have that same weekend the NSA chilling on the field. And of course, that's the National Softball Association. And then a lot of ODP coming up.
Yeah, so while you're out there watching some of the WABA stuff and the JUCO with World Amateur Baseball Association, there's also going to be FYSA, Florida Youth Soccer Association. Love that partnership with them.
Oh, yeah.
They are fantastic.
Yep.
Olympic Development Program training out there that same weekend, the 29th through the 30th, over at Lake Myrtle. And if you didn't think there was enough that weekend, got one more for you. Freedom Softball. That's an adult softball tournament over at Westside Park and Southwest Park in Lakeland, January 29th through the 30th.
Also have the Tiger Barbecue coming up towards the end of February. You want to go to visitcentralflorida.org for all the information, how you can get tickets and do all that. Yes, there's a little bit of a labor dispute that they're going to figure that out, and we're looking forward to the Tigers coming back for a full spring training. Of course, you also have the Lakeland Magic. You have the Florida Tropics playing right now.
The red hot Florida Tropics.
Yeah, they're 7-1,
7-1,
something like that. So you definitely want to check that out. And we already mentioned February 9th through the 13th, the Tournament of Champions, Senior Softball USA. We also have some sponsors we want to thank.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the Home 2 by Hilton over in Lakeside Village, BSN Sports for all the work that they do for us. The Holiday Inn Winter Haven, Made Production and Installation, they do a great job as well. The All Sports Awards. And Camp Margaritaville, you met Tom Weary over here in segment 2, so shout out to them and their new rebrand that they have going on.
Also want to give credit to Ryan, to Mark McCollum, Jenna Kidd. They do a great job every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. on the radio version of Sports Central. Of course, that's Talk 1430 and Talk 96.7. Not doing such a great job. I'm on there on Tuesday morning from 7 to 8. Now, Mayhem,
you do a great job.
Mayhem in the AM is a great show, and I bring it down a little bit, but we cover some stuff.
You do a great job. Stop that negative talk. 2022 is a new year, a new you. You do fantastic. fantastic.
We've mentioned you want to go to centralfloridasports.com or visit centralflorida.org or go up to the Visitor Information Center 1/2 mile south of I-4 and Highway 27 to get the information about what there is to see and do in Polk County, or go to the Water Ski Hall of Fame and Museum.
Absolutely. The Year of Water Ski.
That's
so
right.
you should go check it out.
gonna hear
We're
it a
making
lot.
you check it out. Go check it out.
Or give us a call at 863-551-4750. The next edition of Sports Central will air live February 4th. For PGTV, Ryan Buckley, Neil Duncan, thank you so much for tuning into Sports Central, and we will see you again next time.